Hi everybody, this is Beth McCullough. I'm a Stampin Up Demonstrator in Iowa, and I do live videos every Tuesday night with my sweet husband Steve.
Hi everybody.
This Tuesday night, however, we are flying to Austin, Texas. So it's actually Monday night, the first night of spring. Woohoo!
Yay!
We did go for a walk and celebrate. It was nice here.
60 degrees, beautiful sunshine.
First time it was nice here in months.
I like spring.
Me too. We are fans of spring. I bet you're a fan of spring too. Tell us in the comments what you look forward to spring for the most. I can't wait to plant my gardens. I can't wait to ride my bike outside. What about you, Steve?
I just like being in the sunshine.
Yeah. Our puppy dog Maya went with us. She's like, what is this, a walk? And we're not freezing to death? She was happy.
She was happy.
Okay. So normally I make the cards, Steve does the technology. But last week we talked about the possibility of Steve making the card. And he's done this a few times. If you want to see our normal card making, just skip ahead to the next video. And you'll see we're pretty routine. We put the directions into the video and it's all good. But tonight, Steve is going out on a limb, aren't you, hun?
This could be a train wreck.
No.
So just watch, just out of sheer anticipation of what might happen.
Yeah. Be gentle with Steve, okay? We even practiced, can I say this, Steve? We even practiced glue. I'm like, honey,
glue is hard.
And he's like, you're kidding me. You want me to practice the glue? I said,
you just put a whole bunch on there and then it squirts all over the place.
I said it comes out really fast. He's like, I know how to do this. I've watched you do this hundreds of times. Oof. So he squeezed some out. He's like, oh my goodness.
It's not for a guy with big thumbs.
Yeah. Maybe we should have done that on the video. What do you think, Steve?
We'll see what happens. Again, you never know.
So I'm going to show you just a quick card I made and briefly how I made it as people are getting on. But we would like to see your comments about spring, and also for Prize Patrol when we pre-record the video, which even with our traveling, we try to do it in hotel rooms and everywhere else, but we're not sure if the plane gets there on time. We will be commenting live while you watch the video.
With you.
So we want to chat with you, but we just couldn't risk whether we can get in the hotel room in time. But look at this card. Isn't it fun? It looks a little shadowy. Can you do your magic and make it, it's actually darker. Steve has magic buttons over here to make it the real color. Ooh, it's getting worse.
It's fading.
Can you go the other way?
Yeah,
it's like the Wicked Witch of the West.
It's a toggle.
Ooh, I like that. Isn't that pretty? So Steve is a scuba diver and he loves turtles. Do you like this card, Steve?
I like that a lot.
So I was going to tell you about this. The paper that I used in the background is the online exclusive. I keep calling it inclusive. Exclusive. Hello Irresistible. This paper is just absolutely, oh, there's another turtle I stamped. It's absolutely gorgeous. I would totally get this paper if I were you. And then I used the Sea Turtle stamp set, which I bought just for Steve. Actually, Brianne loves sea turtles a lot too. She might have had an influence there. And then, look at my seaweed. I did this on a shell card recently, and everyone wanted to know where it's from, so I'm telling you up front. This was Jean's idea to get these delicate edges. In fact, I haven't even marked that I have it because she bought it. But this die right here is the seaweed. When she told me she was getting it, I'm like, we don't need that, but we do.
You're glad she got it. I
am glad she got it. Good job, Jean. And then these gems have sold out, but maybe you have them. The loose frosted dots. I will say there's not adhesive on the back, so you didn't totally miss a lot. I don't think I'll be buying embellishments without adhesive on the back again because I had to cut my mini glue dots in half, and you know, I want to be honest with you. I'm not going to try to sell you something that I wouldn't buy again myself. The dots are pretty. They're hard to stick on the card. And then what I did is I used the designer series paper, and then I stamped. We have new colors, Pretty Peacock and what is it, Just Jade? No, I forgot the name. They came back. So this turtle is stamped in Pretty Peacock. So, and I used the 2 new colors here too, the Just Jade and the Pretty Peacock are the layers. Just put a little thank you and the starfish. So anyway, that is my contribution to tonight. I'm going to get out of the way and try to do the technology. I might have to heckle Steve a little bit.
So
but give him some hearts and some support.
Before I jump over there, so just remember, if you would like to win Prize Patrol.
StreamYard. We're going to do it next week from YouTube. So even if you watch this on Facebook, go to YouTube and just type in Stamping Mom. And it's usually the live videos. They call them streams. It's the 3rd one over. But you can see the video. Actually, you'll see it because this is pre-recorded. And put a comment on YouTube and we will draw for a card. Are we drawing for your card?
If people can have their choice. What if they have the choice between the turtle card and my card?
Oh, that'll be tough. We'll have to see. Okay, I'm going to switch places with Steve. Are you going to tell him what products you use, Steve?
I am.
Okay.
As soon as you tell me what they are. All right, everybody, here we go.
Should I pray for you before you get started?
All right, so we're using DSP that came out of, Beth, where did it come from?
It came out of Flowers and More. It's the host paper in the spring mini catalog. Steve got to choose from any paper he wanted. He wanted DSP that was pretty on both sides.
So it's 12 by 12, which is key because it made it easy to figure out how to cut this out. So what we did is we did the 12 by 12 and we cut the 4 inches out of each corner. So basically it becomes kind of like a cross.
So
right?
we scored it all the way down at 4 inches and 8 inches, and we turned the paper and scored it at 4 inches and 8 inches, and then cut the 4-inch corners out.
Okay.
Ask me how I know. Did I do that part?
She did that. I was willing to do that part. When I first came up with the card, I did a template and I cut it. And I showed it to her.
What do you call this card, Steve?
I'm calling it the 4x4 window card, and you'll see why in just a minute.
I'm calling it the Steve McCullough original card.
If it does not come out.
I didn't get one for Valentine's Day this year. What happened?
This could be it.
I guess we were probably out of town.
Yeah,
we've been out of town a lot.
So that's what I did.
Should I distract you when I'm doing it? You usually talk at me.
After we've done that, we've also scored along each side as we're doing the cutting. So it's 4 inches down and 8 inches down, and then score in between.
Okay.
And the
Wait, stop, back up. I just took the whole big piece of 12 by 12. I did 4 inches all the way down, 8 inches all the way down.
Scoring.
Turned the paper 4 inches, 8 inches. And then I cut down 4 inches and over 4 inches on the score lines out of the corner.
Okay.
So there you go.
So, and then
there you have it.
What you need to do is you come up with your order. So I'm going clockwise. You fold in and you burnish with your bone folder.
You know what it's called. Look at that.
And then you bring this one up and you do the same. This one over and do the same. But here's the trick. As you can see, it's getting thicker as we go along.
Yes,
so
and he tried this. Can I interrupt you? He tried this with cardstock first. It's too thick.
Too thick.
So to make the Steve McCullough card,
just
we
do it
suggest
with the DSP.
Yeah.
But then, by the time you get to the third one, before you burnish, you really want to cheat it over as far as you can to this side, so that you can get it to not have quite as much. You're not going to get it all the way over, and that's fine.
What's the die doing in the middle of your card? Don't ask about that yet.
Don't ask.
He'll tell you soon.
So anyway, before you burnish this side, I was MacGyvering it a bit. I grabbed this guy and I pulled him as far as I could, and then I put him down, and then I burnished him to lock him in, and then I did the same thing here. But even here, now you can see I've got this little strip on the bottom, right? Because it's just the thickness from the side of all that folding.
And what's your solution to that, hon?
Not caring. I just decided, you know what? It's still the same DSP. It's not exactly the same spot, but what the heck? And I don't know what the final card look like. I've never gotten all the way to the final card here, so it's going to be just as much of a surprise for me as it is for you. So then what we do is we take the second
Show them the stitch rectangles.
of the stitch rectangles.
Yeah, the second from the smallest in
And
that group of 4.
The key is you put the cutting side up, because we don't want to cut the bottom of the card.
Right.
We just want to cut the other 2 layers. And then the other key is to take some of this tape,
Magic tape.
and just tape it on the corners, because we want the die to stay there, because we're going to have to run it through twice, because the first time we did it, we just did these 2, and we ran it through.
Well, the very first time we did all 4. And I kept saying, you're gonna ruin a $125 machine. We can't be encouraging people to ruin their machine.
I said, I can get it to cut all 4. And I did. I had to read it through like 4 times.
Yeah.
And she was literally in tears.
My plate might be bent. Should we show him the bent plate? Don't do it that way. The way he's doing it now works. So good job,
she
honey.
said that I could not advise you to do all 4 at once, because I would have to buy you all new machines.
Yes.
So
if you need a stamp and cut and emboss machine, talk to Steve.
2 layers, and then you run it through this way, and then you fold it the other way, and you run it through this way, and you're only doing 2 layers at a time.
Yes.
And then you get all done, and now I've got to remove my die, so I'm going to take my pokey tool, and here's the key here. I don't want it to cut the paper, so I'm going to use my pokey tool and get under the tape and be very gentle.
You guys should see the first couple revisions. They're in the garbage can. We should have stayed. We should have shown them.
Now being very careful, so, give me credit for this. And look at that. It's off.
Look at that. And how much better last night when we were trying to practice this.
So now, what we're going to do...
Should we talk about last night?
No. We're going to take our white cardstock. Are you showing the banners?
I am. Oh, here, second smallest.
So you have second string on production tonight. So,
I would be second string. And what string do we have on making the card?
Third string.
Third string.
Now we're going to take this white piece of cardstock, and what we're going to do is I'm going to stamp.
Good job.
I'm actually going to stamp, but to know where to stamp, I'm going to...
Are you going to glue that basic white? That basic white cardstock is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4.
No, I'm not going to glue it yet.
Are you going to glue it in?
I'm not going to glue it in yet, because I'm not that confident in my stamping ability. So look at this. I have...
Where did that stamp come from?
This stamp is from...
It's right up in front of you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is from Peekaboo Farm.
And what does it say?
And I'm using the sentiment that says, life is better with you.
Are you making that card for me, baby?
It doesn't say baby, but it will when I start writing. So that is the sentiment I'm going to use. And it's already been adhered to the block for me by my lovely stamping assistant. And now...
That would be me.
I'm going to try and stamp. I can't even get the ink open.
We didn't go like a compact. Do you have a compact? I'm impressed you got it open. There may or may not have been directions on that on purpose.
Life is better with you. So now I'm going to tap, tap, tap.
Did you hear that? He's got this down. Tap, tap, tap.
And I'm going to center right in my window. Find exactly where I want it to be.
It's like your eating window, and now you have a card window.
I'm putting it down. I'm putting it in.
How are you feeling, Steve? Look at that!
Yes!
Woo!
I'm a stamper.
I barely stamp live on the video, but
yeah, she's pretty. We don't do that.
We'll just give it to Steve.
And I've got ink all over my fingers.
Okay. Do you want to wipe it off on this? Because you're going to get it all over your card.
Yeah. Well, I need to wipe off my stamp. That's what I need to do. Hold on.
I think you need to wipe off your fingers more.
Okay.
I have a baby wipe over there, but will this work? Oh no.
My stamp.
We had victory and then tragedy. But if you like watching Steve stamp, please give him some hearts and some likes or whatever is on.
I'm going to be
You don't need hearts and likes?
I'm fine.
Okay. He's got more to this card coming up.
I have more to this card. So now I am ready.
Are you going to glue it in?
I am, but I have to glue it right where it's at. How do I remember where it was?
Well, you have about the same amount of border on every side.
I'm cheated to one side, so.
You're cheated to one side?
Yeah. Oh, dang it, look, I just got...
Okay, so You probably need to wash your hands.
Okay, you know what? We are going to redo this.
But I think you need to wash your hands.
Okay, do you have a wet wipe or something?
I don't know if they're still wet. I haven't used these in a while.
Okay, I did so good too. Oh look, I even got some more of the other one too. But you know what? Beth has taught me this. So here's the thing about cardstock. You can flip it over. So
Do you still have ink on your hands though?
I don't think so.
Okay. I would glue it in this time.
Because I did such good stamping.
You did
You're
such
right.
good stamping.
And
Be
then I'm never going to
confident.
touch it again after that. Okay, so now we're gluing. I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to just
Petitely. You need to petitely glue,
let you watch
Steve.
me. I'm going to
Tiny bit of glue. People who smash lots of glue, ooh, that's kind of a thick bead of glue, honey.
Look though, I'm going to do something you never do. Okay, so now I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to put it in equal distance. And MacGyver it when I get done.
So what are we doing in Austin this week, Steve?
We're going to get to go to a dinner at a honky tonk, where we get to listen to a country music band. Okay, so that is glued in, and now we're going to once again get out the ink that goes everywhere.
Okay, so keep your hands out of the ink this time.
Trying. And I'm going to take my stamp.
I think you did good. I'm super impressed.
Tap. I'm going to line up. There we go.
Is it perfect? Okay, so I
Next
think
time,
where you're
I'm
getting...
not cleaning any ink now.
Okay, clean off your hands anyway. I think when you do the tap, 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 you're getting ink on the block. And then the ink on the block got on your hands.
Okay. So, yeah.
I have ink on my hands too.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
How is it?
It's great, except the little bit of ink I got there. Okay, so, but that's good that it's on that one, and I'll show you why in just a second. So this is where you would also write, "Life is good, baby." Thank you for letting me make a card live on video.
You're thanking me or are you cursing me?
So, now I'm going to do my flips again. Flip, 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 flip. And see, here's the part of the card that I thought was cool, because I am now going to make it a peekaboo card. And we did that by very carefully cutting a new piece so that it would match perfectly with where...
Or close.
Or close. And so I can align this.
Is the whole life showing? So he just wants one word at a time to show.
Okay.
This is how this guy's mind works.
Yes.
So it's a secret
now
what
I'm
it
going
says.
to do is I'm going to very carefully put just a
Tiny bit of glue.
tiny bit of glue.
Very petitely. Don't over glue it.
Okay. And then I'm going to place my layer on, and I'm going to line it up carefully.
Look how nicely those flowers match.
There we go. And we're going to match it up.
What do you do when you don't want any banners to show?
You just click the banner that's up, and it will disappear. Okay. Enough MacGyvering.
It's not disappearing.
Okay, so now the front of my card, the only thing you can see on the front of the card is life. Okay? So, you say, well, why are you doing that? Because the next layer of the card is going to show more. Now, what I need to remember is how many words I'm doing. So, if this...
Oh, look at that. I got it off. Second string got the banner up.
So that would be is, and then the next layer would be better, and then the next layer would be with, and then the last layer when you finally open everything is going to be...
So which one are you starting with?
So I did the top, now I'm going down. So now what we do is...
I think you should finish decorating the front. Show them the cute thing you put on the front.
Not yet.
Oh, is that the big reveal at the end?
That's the big reveal at the end.
Now you have to stick around till the end.
So now, this is a 4 by long piece of paper, and what I'm going to do is, now I only want the word is to come out. So you ask me, how do you know how long to cut this? how wide should it be? Well, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure. And I'm going to figure out that it should be exactly 2 1/8 past a half, which would be 5/8. So it should be 2 5/8.
1/8 past a half.
1/8 past a half. So then I'm going to come over to the trimmer
And find 1/8 past a half.
and find 1/8 past a half.
So after we fly to Austin tomorrow, Wednesday, we get to go have brunch with Amy's parents, Debbie and Craig. That'll be super fun. And then we have a dinner for his work to go to Wednesday and Thursday night. And then we get to go see Sean and Amy. And we get to go see their new house. And the good news is the raccoons are gone. So now it's just scorpions in the house.
Okay, and now we're going to glue this one.
Are we petitely gluing again, honey?
I'm so petitely gluing.
So I have a friend, Jamie, who stamps with me, and she's like, I just don't like glue. And when I showed her how to not put very much on, now she's a glue fan. But there's a learning curve to glue.
Oops. The whole thing just moved.
Oops.
Okay, so it needs to over this way a bit.
You only have a minute before the glue latches on.
Okay. Life is.
Yay! Look how
Okay.
good you're doing.
So now,
Although you're not as chatty. Ooh, did we know that was going to show?
we do know that was going to show. This is what we learn as we're doing our card.
Why is that showing?
Because it's showing through the window.
Oh. Okay. Well, it's going to be an eccentric card, right?
Well, see, we never thought about what we were going to see through the window.
We didn't.
It's wild. I kind of like it because
The Steve McCullough card idea is all of a sudden
Okay, so
going
now
from
we're just going to finish
me
this card.
to we.
And then, we'll just deal with it. So
Now we
now
have
once
better.
again, measure. And this one.
So to give you some behind the scenes, at this point, Steve is usually making hand motions. Hurry up, hurry up. Should
Wait.
I do that to you?
No, obviously not. And so this is
Take your time,
this
honey.
is 1 1/16 past a half.
1 1/16 past a half. A half would be 8/16. I'll
Right.
translate for you.
We're going to
So a
remeasure.
16th past a half might be 9/16. Do you think?
No, I was actually wrong.
You were wrong? You thought
It's
you
not
were right,
past
but
a
you were
half.
wrong.
It's past 3/4. 1/16 past 3/4. 1 3/4 and 1/16.
So that would be 12/16 would be 3/4, so it'd be 13/16, right?
Yep. Oops. And look at that. I just moved it again. This is why we need the lock it down tool that I was telling everybody about.
The lock it down. Somebody said they wanted Steve to make that. I feel like, is it mean to heckle you as you make this card? I feel very non-stressed over here, honey. Do you feel non-stressed
Well,
when
here's
you're
the thing.
over
We're
here?
cutting that one again because it's not the right length.
Good thing you have lots of DSP.
I need to lock it down.
See, normally you're telling funny stories. I don't know funny stories. Do you guys want to hear some funny stories about Steve?
There are no funny stories.
His football number was 31 when he was in high school, so we had to get married on May 31st because it was his favorite number.
It's the best number.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're almost done now, folks.
How about this? How many years will it be that we're married this May 31st, Steve? It's a test.
May 31st.
That's our anniversary. How many years?
37 years?
Was that a guess?
No, we've talked about it several times.
We have.
Yeah.
Okay. You're right. It's 37 years. I didn't think you knew that, though. Sometimes
Of
you're
course I do,
listening
okay.
when I don't think you're listening. How's the glue coming?
Well, I kind of glued the two things together, but they came apart again, so that's good.
Okay.
Okay, so now we've got the last one. It's only covering up with, so this should be less.
What else can I tell you? Steve likes to scuba dive and likes to ski and likes
here's
to
the
bike.
thing.
Oh, he's having knee surgery.
She said something about me playing football. What were you doing while I was playing football?
I was a cheerleader and he was a football player.
Okay, this is 1/8 past a quarter.
But I was a cheerleader because I was a
1/16
gymnast. Last weekend, that's what I can tell you. We took our daughter and Steve and I went to Iowa City and we watched the Big Ten championships for gymnastics. I was a gymnast as a youngster through high school, and I love gymnastics, and Steve is so sweet. He has learned to love gymnastics too. I feel like we both, do you think we could be gymnastics
See,
judges?
this is why I need the lock it down tool, Beth. See, every time I go to put the thing down, it moves.
Well, you have to hold on to the paper somewhere. Do you want to get that bigger piece of paper so you can hold on to it?
I just want to cut it.
You just want to cut it. So, we went to the gymnastics championships. Michigan is rated number 2. They were awesome. And there were a couple girls from Chow's, which is our local gym that we like very much. And that gym is where Shawn Johnson went when she went to the Olympics, and also Gabby Douglas. So it's a great, great gym. So we also are going to go to Fort Worth in a couple weeks and watch the NCAA championships in Fort Worth. Are you excited about that, honey?
I am. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be so much fun.
And so then at the end, we have the final reveal.
So what would your, how do they make sure and not get glue? They can't put glue where the window is?
Right. No gluing on the window. Okay. So, ooh, look at that. You can see the thing on the bottom.
Oh, it's like it was meant to be.
Well, I don't know about that. It's kind of a eclectic color. Is that the way to put it? So now what you can see is life. Life is better. Life is better with. Life is better with you.
Yay!
Okay.
So last night he was like, I need 5 words. I need them in a line. We looked through every stamp set, didn't we, honey?
And so now we need to put something on front to really make it.
What are you going to put on there, Steve?
Beth loves daisies. And
I
I've
do
watched
love
her make
daisies.
so many daisies.
How hard can it be, right?
How hard can it be? I don't think it can be hard at all. As a matter of fact, I'm going to prove it to you. So here's the thing.
What colors are you using?
I'm using red.
Sweet sorbet,
Red.
otherwise known as red.
Right, and I'm going to put it right in here like this.
Are you leaving room for 2 daisies?
I am.
But make sure all your petals.
I got all my petals.
Yep. So do you know that's why you look through the bottom so you can make sure there's paper?
I didn't do that earlier, but then you advised me I should, so guess what I'm doing?
Yeah, I'm his stamping advisor. Everybody needs one of those.
Everybody needs one of those. And then I'm going to need a center. So I'm going to use, so this was which die?
That is the medium daisy punch.
Okay. And so then I've got my 1/2-inch circle punch.
And the 1/2-inch circle punch is retired. But
Look at that, it landed right on my arm.
if you don't have a 1/2-inch circle punch and you win this prize, I have a brand new one that I could send you if you want that.
The other thing we do is we use our phone folder.
We're talking over each other. Go to YouTube and leave a comment on this video if you want to be in the drawing. And you can either pick a card. Sorry. Look how nicely you're doing that, honey. What do you call that?
Curving?
He's curving the daisy leaves.
Curving the petals.
Yeah. And very petitely.
You don't want to do it too hard, otherwise they start to rip, and that would be bad.
It's not very football
So then,
player-like.
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use a glue dot instead of...
it's on a roll.
I'm on a roll too.
You are on a roll. You're doing so well.
My pokey tool's right here, so I'm going to take my glue dot off, and I'm going to put it right here in the middle, and then I'm going to glue my post.
This stamping stuff is easy, isn't it, Steve?
I don't know why people think it's so hard. Actually, I do. I think it's incredibly hard.
You know, last time you tried to make a card, your hand was shaking. I don't think you're shaking tonight.
I decided I
you
don't
know
care.
these. You know these are our friends.
Okay, and so then I need to do my dot. But you know what? Everything's better when you pop it up. So I'm going to pop up that center using a dimensional. So
You even know where the dimensionals go.
I've watched you do it hundreds of times. See how I put it away again, right off the bat?
Awesome.
So I'm going to do that.
Do you think I do a good job putting things away in my craft room?
I'm going to put my dot on the front. You can't see what I'm doing.
It's hard for you to talk and have a conversation with me at the
Okay,
same
look
time
at
as
that's my daisy.
You know, it's awesome, honey. You should be proud.
I am so proud. So we're going to put my daisy right here in the middle of my card, and that'll make the front look good. So we're going to use a little bit, tiny bit of glue to do that.
Tiny, not a bunch of glue, right?
Tiny bit. I'm trying
Look at that.
Oh, I can't get the tiny bit to come out.
How long do you think you've been on? Do you know you're over the 30-minute mark? Oh no. Is it going to be a glue emergency?
No, I did too much. But we're going to make it work anyway. So there we go. It's going to go right there in the middle.
Look at that.
So here's the card. So
hold it up.
It's the card of life.
Life.
Because life is better with you, baby.
Life is better with you too, Steve McCullough.
All right, so that's the card.
We did it,
I
you guys.
didn't know what it was going to look like. It looks a lot better when the back is actually that. That's what she would have done. If we would have just done that the entire time instead of using the blue, we would have been fine. So my advice to you is to recycle the other squares, these guys. Recycle these other squares and make all of these like that.
And then does it matter if they line up with what's there?
And then, you know, it'll be the same color in the background. So
I don't know. I think it looks good eclectic. But anyway, we will be back next week with a normal live video on Tuesday. Hopefully we were on here chatting with you tonight. We love spending Tuesday nights with our crafting friends. And you guys, yay, good job, Steve McCullough. I'm impressed. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. You should be proud of yourself.
It's kind of fun too. Is every now and then you kind of just do it the wrong way and see what
see what the words come out to say.
It's like Scrabble.
Well, life is better with you too, baby.
All right, everybody.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks for watching.
Bye bye.